Okay, this is a review for Bill Frisell's new album. It's called Small Town, his first record for ECM since 1988's Look Out for Hope. And when I think of Look Out for Hope, what first comes to mind is the next album, Before We Were Born. Primarily because there was a song on there called The Lone Ranger that was 7.5 minutes long, and I had the luxury of meeting Frisell one day in the early 90s, and I told him that I thought that piece of music was probably the best 7 minutes dedicated to the compact disc, the compact disc medium, which I felt kind of passionately about at the time. And not only that, but the opening track, Before We Were Born, was incredibly moving, powerful, dramatic, innovative, new. It was just really a bold statement. And then I started getting into Frisell. You know, he had the trio live albums with Joey Barron and Kermit Driscoll, quartet, Nashville. He got some praise for. There was Where in the World and Is That You? Gone Just Like a Train, which made an impact. Good Dog, Happy Man, which I used to listen to, but not so much anymore. Did an album with Elvin Jones and Dave Holland. Blues Dream, The Intercontinentals, East and West. He did a trio album, another one with Ron Carter and Paul Motion. That was took some getting used to, but I enjoy it. But Paul Motion is an interesting drummer. He's always very intriguing. I think he's dead now. And Ron Carter is a quintessential bassist that played with Miles Davis. We all love him. So, Small Town, I just picked up recently and was really encouraged to buy it by the sound clips that I heard on the internet, which were just fascinating. And there's a lot of space, a lot of freedom, a lot of technical know-how, mastery, a lot of patience. Again, Frisell with his guitar playing is gracefully elegant. His playing is insightful. The intuition between the two is extraordinary. And for the first time, it looks like Frisell was playing a Gibson ES-335, kind of like the old B.B. King, which is interesting. And in his hands, of course, it sounds nothing like B.B. King. And it was recorded live at the Village Vanguard, so you hear some audience at the end of each track. And sometimes some coughing within the tracks. But one of my standout tracks that appeals to me personally was Goldfinger. Done very nicely. The melody is tackled right up front. Just really put together well, full of intrigue and interest, and it's one of the songs that I keep coming back to, even though it's the last song on the album. What a Party, Small Town, and Subconsciously are the standout tracks in my mind. The first track is very spacious, and I'm not even quite certain what it's all about, and it's a long one too, it's 11 minutes, and sometimes I find myself wandering away and then coming back. It's kind of spacey, but it seems to be the single for the album because it's on YouTube, and it intrigued me enough to get the album. And I haven't purchased an album in a long time. You know, I download songs like everybody else, just individual songs typically. But this one I couldn't pass up because it just seemed like the whole thing was strong from the sound clips, and yeah, it didn't disappoint really. But I'm always a Frisell fan. He did some albums after the Ron Carter, Paul Motion album that were, to me, kind of forgettable. The Space Age album just really didn't hook it for me. And then non-Lennon covers again. And this time he's got... Thomas Morgan is just a really fabulous bass player, all up and down the neck. I mean, I've seen Frisell play live with Tony Shear, who I have a lot of respect for. And Tony Shear has done some interesting music on his own, and of course he's worked with a variety of amazing drummers. Joey Barron and Brian Blade come to mind, but I'm still looking for that trio album, like with Brian Blade, Frisell, and some amazing bass player, maybe Thomas Morgan. That would be the best. That's what we're waiting for, Frisell. Do it. Anyway, thanks for watching.